I have used a lot of different note-taking apps, trying to do what is almost impossible to do, which is to somehow contain all of the thoughts that I have inside of one receptacle. Now, back in the old days, I just had composition notebooks that I would write things in, and I would put dates on the notebooks, and then I would have to dig back through the notebooks to find the ideas or the things that I had written. It wasn't very organized, but it was a system. Since the dawn of computers, I have tried to do something else. And in recent years, I've used Notion, I've used Asana, I've used just about everything in trying to figure out a way to make this happen. I've tried Kanban, I've tried all different sorts of things. And the problem for me has always been something like Kanban has not worked because it's just me. I don't have a team really. So moving things over from one place to the next it just never really worked for me. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I have used Apple Notes recently to try and organize the chaos of the 1,000+ notes that I have in Apple Notes. I've tried a bunch of different note-taking apps, both on the iPad and on the Mac. I've tried Google Docs. I've tried all different kinds of things, and I've never found a one-stop shop solution that helps me stay organized because I'm both a writer in terms of fiction. I write journalist type stuff. I write songs. I write lyrics. I write poetry, nonfiction, as well as video scripts. And I keep all kinds of little bits of ideas. And then I got a couple of podcasts that are percolating right now, and so I'm working on those. So it's a lot of stuff. And to just keep it all in one folder with no way to keep it organized wasn't really the best way to do it. And to just put it into individual folders organized in kind of the para system. I'm going to talk about what para is here in a little while to let you know how that is supposed to work and whether or not I think it's working for me. But I use all of these different sources. I just have all of this different stuff. I spent several $100s on a Notion template, and it is a very good template, but Notion to me is kind of like a spreadsheet. Notion is one of those things where it really seems like a great idea, and it can be super powerful, but I once got fired from a job because I did not know how to use spreadsheets. So Notion is not the best idea for me. I tried for like 3 years and I just ended up going back to my old ways, which was like kind of dumping things into something that was easily accessible. Over the years, Apple Notes has improved from just being kind of I really an afterthought kind of program that Apple threw in there to a somewhat powerful or maybe even really powerful piece of software. And because I use Apple devices 90% of the time, I found myself putting everything in Apple Notes and just being like, well, I'll move it somewhere else later. When I failed to get Notion up and running again recently, I decided that I would just figure out a way to use Apple Notes. And I watched Sarah Dietschy's recent video about how she uses Apple Notes, and that was kind of an epiphany for me. And so I started thinking about the way she was doing it, and that led me to thinking about ways that I could do it that would be beneficial to me. So I wanted to take you guys through my writing process and through my note-taking process and how I now have organized my Apple Notes application so that I can have the things that I need in front of me when I need to have them in front of me, and then I can have the things that I need to get to where I can get to them and how I make that work. So let's jump over here to the good old Apple Notes screen. So here we are in my Apple Notes application, and you'll see it's organized in a bunch of ways. There's quick notes and there's shared notes. I do quick notes whenever I just need to get something down. You can get to quick notes by going down here and just clicking, or on an iPad or something like that. You can use like a swipe from the corner. You can set that up to be whatever corner you want. So I use quick notes whenever I need to do anything like that. And then I'll transfer whatever's on quick notes from here to something that I needed. So yesterday I had this operation. This is an error that I had in Final Cut Pro. So now I can just get rid of that. My refrigerator dimensions. What is para? We're going to get into that a little bit more later. So these are things that I just quickly capture and then move in and out. I've shared a few notes here, Then you've got all iCloud, which this is every note everywhere that I've taken them. And then it's not organized in any way. It's just the way it is. And then I have notes, and these are unorganized notes that I haven't really, gotten to. And then down here, I have smart folders. Now, what is a smart folder, you might ask? And I'll tell you. Smart folder is something where you can name it whatever you want, and then you can tell it to include a number of filters. And in this one, I have it using tags. You can do date created or any other number of things. I have tags, and then created, and then current video. So anything that's marked current video will go into this folder. Now you can add other things, date created today, whatever. From my needs, I just need to know what is the current video that I'm going to be working on right now. And so right now I actually have 4 videos that I have selected for writing sooner than later, let's say, writing sooner than later. Then I have the same thing for current podcast, the honest creative. These are both podcast ideas that might be the same idea. I'm not sure. Current writing. I'm currently writing a novel, and that's in a program called Scrivener, which if you're interested in how that works, I can do another video on that. But it's a novel writing or like long work book kind of writing tool that I've used for close to 20 years now. Current music. I haven't filled this up yet, but I do have down here in Para music, and it's got lyrics and ideas and other set lists and things like that. So I don't have anything in current writing, current music, current sponsored. I have one sponsored video going out soon, so I have to do that. And then I've created this templates or standard operating procedure smart folder. So everything in here is marked with templates, and so it collects in this folder no matter where it is in notes in general. I have a video shooting template that I'm writing, video script template that I've already put together, and some notes that I need. So I use colors to kind of tell me what I need to pay attention to. And then I actually copy all of this stuff into each video script after I've done a draft, and I kind of punch it in the way that I need to punch it in. And then a video editing template that I'm going to put together. I should also do something music related in terms of recording and those kinds of things. So those templates are something that's going to help me continue to do what I need to do and sort of keep track of the things that I do in general. And then if and when I do get somebody helping me again, I've had some people help me in the past, but it's been anyway. When I get people helping me again, I can go back to using the templates and share them with people, and they can follow the templates and have a better idea of what it is that I'm looking for without having to tell everybody everything all the time. So there's that. Now let's get into this para structure. So projects is just all of the different projects that I am currently working on, as well as an archive folder. I have a general archive folder, but then I also have an archive folder in projects for YouTube stuff specifically. I've been dumping everything into archive, so I might not use that in general. The great thing about Apple Notes is that you can click into the search bar, and if you know what it is that you're looking for, like if I just say, let's say iPhone 15, here's everything that I've done with iPhone 15 related. And I can get more specific, iPhone 15 script, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really powerful. But when you get into YouTube, so projects, and then I've got YouTube channels, and then I have just sort of a basic thing here. And then I have Painfully Honest Tech, which is now kind of molding with Content Professor because they're two same things. I'm working on a music channel that I might launch this year, but I'm just collecting ideas for it and sort of getting some basic stuff going on. Those are two sort of vestigial things that I've got hanging on. In the PHT section here, I'm still organizing this, but what I've done is in Content Professor, which was what I was going to call my channel before I just decided to call it myself, Jason T. Lewis. I put together a list of the first 75 videos. There are more than 75 videos on here now, and so this is my master list of stuff that I'm thinking about doing. And then it's all contained in here. as well as notes that I've created for some of this stuff, and then scripts and all that. But again, I started this before I started this, right? So the way I'm doing it now is I go to Content Professor, I go to this master list, I find what it is that I want to use. And so, like Apple Notes for creative workflow. And then I copy it. I go to using Apple Notes for creative. I hit copy. I create a new note. I hit paste. I select all and make it a title. And then I just do hashtag current video and click that. And now it is here using Apple Notes or creative workflow. Projects is where all the things that I'm doing live. Areas I haven't really gotten too much into because there's personal, family, that kind of stuff. I'm still trying to organize that. And I want to know how I want to organize it before I get into that. Resources are things that I want to be able to get to. And actually, I want to be able to take all of the research that I do and dump it into this using either a share feature or Instapaper or an app like that. But again, I haven't really figured it out. And then down here, I have my archive, and the archive just gets everything dumped into it. And then I'll delete some stuff. But that is the way that I do it. It's all about having current videos, current podcast, smart folders where I can go to current podcast, and my idea for the next podcast that I do is 1 minute a day. And whenever that podcast exists and I do this, I will go ahead and let you know. And I've got the same thing. Waiting for inspiration is an excuse. And then I just use these smart folders to put the things that I need to see them. I used to try and figure out ways to put like plus signs or numbers or something like that on the stuff that was needed to be in front of me, and just didn't work. So this is working a lot better. But it's not entirely perfect. Maybe you can help me and let me know what you think about this, or ways that you use something like Apple Notes to keep all of your stuff organized. And we can have a boisterous discussion down in the comments. If you found value in this, please go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be more productivity stuff, mostly Apple-based productivity stuff coming, but I will also do some stuff on my music and writing workflows as well. So if you're interested in any of that, hit that subscribe button. My name's Jason. Thanks so much for being here. Until the next time, I'm out.